Sorry for the delay. My wireless went down yesterday, and then I was playing NBA 2K11 with Serenity, and then I just never got around to putting this up. But I have to be at work in 4 minutes, so I'll make this as quick as possible. Well, it's the last week for the regular season. Before we get into that, though, let's look at what happened last week in the matchups. Chronic and Wolf battled all week, only to end up in a 4-4-0 tie. Wolf was able to win turnovers by 1, despite having 8 on Sunday to Chronic's 4. Serenity thoroughly dominated Wolfpack, who isn't playing, 7-1-0. But that's what we should be doing to the people who aren't playing, and Serenity had 13 more games played. I was able to beat Headbus's 7-0-1, though having 6 more games played probably helped. I was happy to still have only 63 turnovers. Poverty was the latest victim of the Sir Speedy Shuffle. Sorry, Speedy, I just love the alliteration there. Who totaled 4 more games played than Poverty. But the win was only 5-3-0 because Poverty was able to win assists by 1, even though Speedy had 21 on Sunday with 8 people playing, to Poverty's 2 assists and 1 person playing. With neither Coey or Knights playing, Knights was able to win 6-1-1. Lastly, Sam Skills battled Ballaholics to a 5-3-0 win, though Sam only had 29 games played on the week. No trophies this week. The closest was Wolf, who tied his own record with 47 steals. So we'll move right on to the power rankings, which sees an interesting shift. I took my 7-0-1 record this week into first place for the first and probably last time in these power rankings. Sam Skills falls to second, Sir Speedy moves up to third, Poverty falls to fourth, Chronic somehow moved up to fifth after a 4-4-0 week. Despite winning 7-1-0, Serenity falls to sixth, Wolf stays at seventh, Headbusses stays at eighth, Coey stays at ninth, Ballaholic remains at 10th, but this time there's a surprise with Knights, who climbed out of the cellar for the first time all season and tied it at 10th. That means Wolfpack is alone at the bottom this week. So now what happens? Well, we move on to week 19 and the final matchups before the playoffs. I get to battle Coey, which should relate to a relatively easy week, knocking on wood. Serenity battles Wolf, where he holds a 4-game lead for second place in his division. This one can definitely become a playoff positioning battle. Headbusses goes in against Wolfpack, meaning he should be fine and remain the 8th seed in the playoffs. I didn't realize until now that Wolfpack actually has the worst overall record, though he's only now in the bottom of the power rankings. Chronic has little chance of moving up, being 6.5 games behind third and battling Sir Speedy this week. But Sir Speedy may need to bring his shuffle back to remain in first place overall, with only a 5-game lead on Sam Skills. It doesn't hurt Speedy that Sam Skills has to go against Poverty, who may be looking to bounce back after not being able to win last week despite a very strong play showing. Lastly, you have Ballaholics and Knights rounding out the bottom feeders. As it stands now, the playoffs should be a nice challenge for all. Competition is getting fierce, and for those that have advanced deep into the playoffs, I'm expecting to see a lot of player movement. For some people, it may be a necessity if they hope to advance at all, like myself. The power rankings notwithstanding, I don't really think I'm a first-place team. Something I'll have to figure out how to possibly adjust next season by using my own judgment as well as the numbers. But I'm not going to get into all of that this season with only 1 week left to play. After Sunday's last game, I'll post a poll with the 8 playoff contenders to see who you guys think will win it all. Until then, have a good week.